Okay, in this lecture we are going to cover how to work with the pattern Python's programs. Okay, or we can say building the pattern programs in Python so that we can get more understanding on the Python's logic. Okay, so I have created a folder with the name 15th of October, and I'll just come here and right click here and then open code. Okay, so after opening this code we have to work with this. Okay, I'm going to create a new program. I just click on this and I have pro1.py. Okay, so this is our Python program, and I want to make it as little bit zoom, so that's why I use control plus. So, and for the side window, primary sidebar, if I want to do, okay, and in this lecture we are going to understand about the loops. Based upon loops we will create patterns. For example, I want to print 1 2 3 1 2 3 4. I want to print 1 2 3 4. How can I print 1 2 3 4? To print 1 2 3 4 we need a loop, like for example for I in range, and this should be go from 1 to 6, because loop will go up to less than 6. Clear? Is this clear? Okay, now I want to print I. So I print I, then I will get 1 2 3 4 5, but in new line. But we don't want to print in new line, that's why we have a way of doing this and empty. So this line should be ended with nothing. Okay, and I just again control s alt control n. Now you can see we have 1 2 3 4 5. I want to print this in five times, that's why I just copy this and paste 1 2 3 4. If I run this, then I can see, oh, it's not a proper way. So this should be the in new line, that's why I just come here and back and print. I use print statement. I just copied it, paste it, paste it, and then paste it, and then paste it. Understand? So control J to make the screen bigger, control S. Now to print patterns like this, print patterns we are getting like this, but we, this the correct way of using any way of writing code? Do you think so? No. So what we can do, we know everything is going to be repeated. Everything is going to be repeated means, so this loop, this code we have to repeat. So we can repeat this code same again, putting it inside a new loop. So that's why I just cut this and control s for j equals to j in range. I use range, and inside this I say 1 comma 6, and then I repeat this code. So what it means, it means that when this outer loop will execute 5 times, it means this loop will execute 25 times. For example, if this loop runs at first time, so when this execute at first one time, then this code of block will print 5 times. So like this we have, this will go up to 5 times, that's why we will get 25 times for this line of code only. And this loop will execute 5 times. So when this loop execute once, then this line of code will be printed 5 times. Understand? Control S to say alt control N. Now I'm going to run this. I'm getting error. What's the error is? Now control S and CLS. We have a CLS mechanism, then we can use comma. What's the problem here? Do you think that any problem is there? Print I, value of I am going to print, and no, I think, don't think so, there is error. So j in range 1 to 6, I don't think so, there must be an error. Oh, there is no error. Okay, so it means that we get the same thing, but by putting this code inside a loop. When we put this code inside loop, it will execute 5 times. So here what you can consider, what is the magic code? So we can say this is the machine code. When we run this code, our program will execute the 5 times, and that's why I'm going to use, that's why, what is this, scroll lock is off, why it is happening? I scroll lock, I don't know why it is making some error. Wait a minute. So it means we understand about it how this is working. When I run this program, then I get this same, but I don't want to print this. I want that when this loop will execute first time, then it should print only one value. When it executes second time, then it should print second value, so two values two times. So that's why we removed this 6. We know very well this loop will go up to this value, and we know what is the value of j. J is 1 2 3 4, like. So I will come and use j. Understand? So what is the value of j at the first time? 1. We need to use 2 because we want to run our loop from 1 to less than 2. So that's why up to just j, what is j? 1. So we can't run our loop start from 1 to less than 1. So that's why we have added 1. If I run this loop, then now you can see what the pattern we expected, we get this pattern. Understand how? But before understanding and before going to the next, you must know about the debugging things. How to debug? I want to debug a Python file. That's why I use a Python debugger. Okay, just I click on this and run and debug Python debugger. Okay, Python debugger. Python debugger. Why it is making some error? Okay, now debugger is running, and I have to add checkpoints, breakpoint. I've added a breakpoint. Now you can see I'm hiding this sidebar window. Okay, now we are in the debugger section. Run and debug. You know, we can't check every step without debugger. So when we are going to use debugger, it means we will get understanding about every step. Okay, so I again run this program, run debug Python file. So I run this. Now you can see some options are available here, but where our execution is the first. When I step into means to say go inside this. When I click step into, now you can see what is the value of j. What is the value of j? 1. Value of j is 1. And when I come here, now you can see value of j is 1. So here what will be the value? J plus 1, that is 2. So if value of j is 1, then this loop will go from 1 to less than 1, means to say 1 only one time. So I again next. Now what is the value of I? 1. But value of I is 1. So I use value of I as 1. Then next, what value will be printed? Value of value of j is sorry, I is printed here 1. Understand? So when I click next, then it will go for the next line and it will reach our cursor to the next line. Understand? Now value of j is 1, and when I come here, the value of j is becomes 2. It is updated, means to say for every step you can use debugger. When you use debugger, you can understand at what point am I now. Okay, so just I click on this. Now this will go up to 5, like this. If you want to step out, just directly run this program, and if you want to play, just play, use the play button. Okay, everything will be get printed here. Okay, understand? Is there any problem? No. So I come here back and control b and control b and control j. So now at this point you understand how this loop is working. Control alt 10. What is the purpose of building patterns? We are building patterns just because of making our logic strong, and not for this we have to build this pattern, no. So that's why we have to build some patterns. What are patterns? I'm going to check those patterns. So we'll come here, and we have patterns available in download section. Now this is these are the patterns that we have to cover. Okay, these are the patterns we have to cover, and we have covered the first pattern. Understand? Is there any problem in this? No. If we talk about the second pattern, pattern 2, here what is it happening? Here we are getting a b c d. So can we get the value of a? How I can print the value of a? How I can print a? So to print away, what we need a some sky values. Prod2 dot py. For example, I have number equals to 65, and you know what, 65 is internally represented as a, char code. Like in excel is also available code function. So like this. So I want to print the value of 65 in a sky. So that's why I use print, and then I use but I used ord order. Why we use this function? Now you can see No, we have char function, chr. We will use this function, and this function takes the integer as an input. So I will pass num, then I will get the character representation of this value. So now we have a is the character representation of this value, and when I want to print a2 like a b c d, how can I do? I will put this inside a loop. Okay, for example, I run a loop for num in range, and I have given the range like it should start from 65 and go up to 71, or I can say 70, because it should go from 65 to 70. Then press colon, then I want to print the value of num, then I print the value of num. Control S to save, go run, go live, and you can see the value of 65, 66, 69 like this, and I have to convert this value into character represent. That's why I will use char, and I will use char. Control S to save, go live. Now you can see we have value ABC is available. This is the last, these are the last values. Now what is the current value? ABC. I want to clear screen. Now if I run this, we have A, B, C, D, E. Understand? Is there any problem? No. At this point, we understand how these things are happens. But I don't want to use 65. That's why I want to start it from, sorry, it's program number 3. I want to start it from like this. From where? 1 to 5. I just want to display 1 to 5. And if I pass the 1 to 5, then I want to get the value of A. So how can I get? Just add 64 in this. Control S to save, alt and no, go live. Okay, now A B C D, and I want to make it up to 6. That's why Control Shift and A B C D E. Understand? Is there any problem? No. So it means we can put these values like this. Program number 4. What next I want to do? I want to use nested if else, nested loops. So as in our earlier program we have covered this, so I have to build this. That's why this and this is the same. Just we have to add 64 in every value and convert that value into character representation. That's why I will use for I in range, and I will pass the range like 6, 1 to 6, and then colon for j in range, then I will pass 1 to 1 to I plus 1, and then print value of j. Okay, but not only the j, we have to add this value and then convert it into this char. So j plus 64, it will be converted, and then it becomes this, and then we have to convert it using char function. So we have available value, but we don't want to add in a new line. That's why comma and then empty. Understand? Then after completion of this, we add print so that it will go in the next line. Now you can see we have available same pattern as it is. Is there any problem? No. Okay, now understand about this. So pattern number 3 is the same. You can do this. Pattern number 4 is the same like this, but we are using some other value. So you can try this. I will leave on you. And if we have program number 5, you can build program number 4. Then you can also build the program number 5 as well. Okay. And the next we have to come on this. Before going to this start, we have to cover this pattern number 14 as well. So to build this pattern number 14, but we need to run our loop from 1 to 5. First of all, we need to learn how many rows are there. 5 rows. That's why outer loop will go from 1 to 5, and for inner value it should be go up to 5 first time. It should go up to 5 first time, means to say inner loop should be start from 5 4 3 2 1 like this. So that's why Control Shift as save as program number 5. I am going to write this. How I want to run our loop from 1 to 5. Okay, we have 1 to 5, and for j in range, and I want to make it as like it should start from 1 and it should go up to greater than 0. Okay, and we need to decrement it. That's why we use minus symbol, and then we come here and then use print value of j. So value of j in needs to be printed as a character, so not character, it's j. Okay, and then we have to just end it with empty. That's why we use, and then we use print, and then we will use this like Control Shift 10. Now 5 4 3 2 1 we are getting, but we don't need to 0 only. We always have to use increment up to this, means to say I, what is the value of I at first time? 1. So I have to minus 1. That's why I use minus 1. Control S to save. Now every time I will get, now this is the pattern that we are getting like this. Understand? Is there any problem? Is there any problem? No. Yes. What is the problem? We are not getting this, we are getting this. You can see we are getting this, we are not getting this. How you can get this? how you can, even though you can use this, but how you can get like this, it should start from 1. How? It should only start from 1 when we execute our loop from 5 to 1. So outer loop value will be used in the inner loop. So what I'm doing, control shift s, program number 6. How can I do? We can implement this by using like this. I want to run a loop, means to say outer loop should be go from for I in range, and it should go from 5 to 5 to 0, greater than 0, and then -1. It means first time I will get the value of I as 5. So if I want to try to use this value for inner loop, then we can use this for this machine code, like for j in range, and it should for machine code, what will be the end value? It should start from 1 and it should go up to like I plus 1. Understand? I plus 1. And then what is the value of I value is 5. So I will come here and print the value of j. It should go from 1 to j, comma, and then use empty, control s to save, and then run this program. No, we have to just add print as well, and then we will run, control s to now run this program. Understand? Got it?